Shout out to Money Brown, man. Ernest Jr. Boy, Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV and keep punching, baby.
Yo, 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 what's going on out there, Fight World? It's your boy Money back with another one, man. And this one here is on Canelo Alvarez, the hottest fighter on the planet, the 4th division world champion, the unified super middleweight world champion, looking to be the first undisputed super middleweight world champion in history of the boxing game. And Canelo Alvarez reaching that legendary status with these legends here, and he want to let Floyd Money Mayweather know, respect me as a legend now. I created my own history. You feel me? Canelo Alvarez, everyone, has reached that legendary status. I'm going to repeat this. Canelo Alvarez, everyone, has reached that legendary status. When you got your peers looking at you and respecting you as a legend, it gets no better than that. It gets no better than that. Now, we all know he lost only one fight to the legendary Floyd Money Mayweather. But what he did afterwards is even greater. You feel me? Picked himself up by his bootstraps and haven't lost since. Haven't lost since. You understand? Becoming the biggest name in boxing. Becoming the biggest money man in boxing. And on the verge of making history, doing something that's never been done in the sport of boxing in the division where he resides at the moment, bro. That's to be respected, that's to be commended, and that's to show you that Canelo was a bad motherfucker and he doing his thing. Now, this legendary fighter here in Floyd Money Mayweather, no matter what none of y'all want to say, I look at him as my GOAT, arguably the greatest fighter of all time, right? Because we know there's other fighters out there like Muhammad Ali, like Sugar Ray Robinson, like Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., and Sugar Ray Leonard, that people like to look at and say they can arguably be the greatest of all time. You can't take nothing away from them, right? But Floyd Money Mayweather has came and revolutionized the game, everybody. You know, beat the most world champions in boxing history. I think it's 26, 23, somewhere around that mark. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, Floyd, you know, of this generation, you know, has got people wanting to beat him and reach that status that he's at right now, right? Reach the status that he's at. And you got to respect Floyd for putting in that hard work and doing what he have to do, you know, to put himself in position to be arguably the greatest of all time, and most definitely go down as one of the greatest to ever lace him up and make himself a legendary champion. You dig? The same thing Canelo Alvarez is doing, putting himself in position to go down as one of the greatest of all time and to reach that legendary status so people can respect him and see the work that he put in. You know, you got to respect, bro. You got to respect. He is on a whole different level right now, man. He is on a whole different level right now. And like I said, what he's about to do against Caleb Plant when he knocked this man out and become the first undisputed super middleweight world champion is to be commended. And to me, it's something special. You know what I'm saying? It's something special because he's breaking through and breaking the barriers and becoming the first Mexican undisputed world champion. You feel me? So Canelo finna get all this praise in this video. Y'all know Money Brown about to go down, right? But nonetheless, he earned it, bro. He earned it. This not kissing ass. This not, oh man, because he's one of your favorite fighters, you want to make him this, that, and the third. No, 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 Mr. Postman. If I'm gonna give Floyd his credit and his just due for putting in his work and going out there, you know, and controlling the generation. And like I say, Floyd revolutionized the game to where back then the promoters and the sanctioning body, they held the power. They held the power. You know what I mean? We all know what else controlled boxing, but the majority of the promoters, they held the power, and the fighters had to accept what money was coming through, and you couldn't fuck up. Because if you turn down a fight, you know, somebody would be right there ready to pick up, you know, the pieces and snatch that money from you. So back then, fighters couldn't turn down no fights for real because they wanted to get their paydays. And then if you fuck over a promoter, you know, they probably don't even want to pay you no more. So Floyd Money Mayweather came and he, you know, did to boxing what Kurt Floyd did to baseball and football and basketball with the free agency situation. If y'all don't know who Kurt Floyd is, y'all go do y'all history and see that he sacrificed his career so it can be free agency in sports. And it's kind of like what Floyd Mayweather did in boxing. The only thing was he didn't sacrifice his career. But Floyd took the game to where the fighters can control how much money they get paid. You know what I mean? The fighters can have say-so. You dig? So I respect Floyd for that. But when we look at Canelo Alvarez and we're looking at this legendary shit that these boys doing and the things that they putting down to make these, you know, these younger fighters look up to them and want to be like them, right? You got to pay homage, bro. You got to pay homage. Canelo is on a tear right now. He's on a roll, and people looking at him and they hating on him, right? They hating on him. And I feel like it's wrong, because if it was their favorite fighter and they was doing the same thing that Canelo Alvarez was doing right now, they'll be praising their favorite fighter and they'll be putting them on a legendary status because they know the truth right now. They know Canelo Alvarez has earned every fucking thing that he worked hard to get at this moment, and where he's at and what he's doing is what they want their favorite fighter to be doing right now, if you can understand what I'm saying, right? And I'm just going to put out a thing. If Jamal Charlo was in the position of Canelo right now, right, doing the same thing Canelo is doing, 4-division world champion, unified super middleweight world champion, the hottest thing on the planet, the money man, about to fight Caden Plant for undisputed, they'll be praising Jamal Charlo as an all-time fucking great and as a legendary champion. But because it's Canelo and it's not one of their favorite fighters, then they'll try to turn him down. And I feel like that's pure bullshit. And this is no knock to Jamal. I'm just using his name as an example. You feel me? As an example. Because they know what Canelo doing is great. They know what he doing is making history. But they don't want to give him his just doing his credit. And Monty Brown ain't going to let that shit ride. We're going to give him all his just doing his credit. You feel me? When he go out here and defeat Caden Plant and become the undisputed champion, right? We can stop talking about this one fucking loss to Floyd Money Mayweather. We can get over that now, because that's the only thing people want to use to try to discredit this king, along with the other bullshit that we know that he was cleared for, that we ain't going to even mention. You dig? So we can get over that one loss to Floyd Money Mayweather, because that's not fucking Canelo over, not one bit. Actually, it's making Canelo look even better, right? It's making Canelo look even better because he only lost to one man. And that one man is arguably the greatest fighter of all time. You understand what I'm saying? But what he's doing afterwards, the skill set that he's showing afterwards, the way he put his mindset to let motherfuckers know that if you get into the square circle with me, you better be on your fucking A game. Take that for instance, everybody. When people got into the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather, they knew they had to be at their best. They knew they had to be on their A game. They had to be their best training camp ever. Now, when you in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, guess what? The same scenario. They know they got to be at their best. They know they got to be their best training camp ever, because if not, Canelo is going to fuck you over. He's going to fuck you over. He's going to fuck you over worse than what Floyd Mayweather was doing to people. That's just real. Because Canelo is a fucking heavy hitter, and he want to fuck you up and knock you out. When Floyd gets you in the ring, he'll beat your ass, but he'll outbox you and outstyle you. Canelo going to put your fucking lights out. You feel me? And yes, early on, Pretty Boy Floyd was knocking motherfuckers out. But we talking about the Money May era. The Money May era, when he hit his 30s. Canelo's in his 30s right now. And Canelo putting motherfucking lights out, breaking your eye socket, fucking your arm up, giving your arm blood contusions and shit. So cats know they got to be at their top. They know they got to be at their top. If not, you go get your ass mopped. Period. So at this moment, y'all, at this moment, Canelo is running the game. Canelo is giving cats their biggest paydays, just like who? Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Sugar Ray Robinson was doing. They was giving cats their biggest paydays out there. Now, is that legendary or is it not? Is it legendary or is it not? Everybody want to fight Canelo Alvarez, just like they wanted to fight Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, is that legendary or is it not? Is it not? People throwing so much salt on Canelo's name just like they did these other fighters. Is that legendary or not? Does that prove you the baddest motherfucker on the planet? So let's get this shit together and let's keep it real, y'all. Let's get it together and let's keep it real. Canelo Alvarez is a legend in the game at 31 years of age. He's a fucking legend in the game at 31 years of age, and he ain't even done yet. He ain't even done yet, not by a long shot. That man got 6 more years to go to finish creating his legacy. 6 more years to go to finish creating his legacy, to become the greatest Mexican fighter of all time and one of the greatest to ever lace him up, bro. And when it's all said and done, some people gonna have Canelo Alvarez as their GOAT. Some people gonna say Canelo Alvarez is the greatest of all time, and you can't knock him for it. You can't knock him for it because that's their era, and they're gonna ride with their era, and I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them at all. If Canelo Alvarez finishes his career defeating Charlo, defeating David Benavidez, Arthur Beterbiev, and the boy Bivol, Dimitri Bivol, and become unified champion at 75 after becoming undisputed at 68 and taking out the big names that everybody trying to say that he's ducked. And if it's a fighter out there that say they got Canelo Alvarez as their GOAT, I respect you, I commend you, and keep that. Don't let nobody take that away from you. Don't let nobody tell you that Canelo Alvarez is not your GOAT. If you want to say Canelo is your GOAT, you got the right to say that shit because he's a legendary champion. And once you become a legendary champion, you put yourself on the Mount Rushmore of fighters, right? You got the right to put yourself in the conversation as the greatest of all time, regardless of what anybody says, right? Regardless of what anybody says, bro. You have the right to put yourself in that argument. And Canelo Alvarez, when he finishes his career, bro, he's going to have the right to put himself in that argument, whether people want to say he is or not. Whether people want to say he is or not. Because of the names he got on his resume, the way he controlled the game, and what he did in this era, bro. I tell y'all and I tell y'all now, Canelo Alvarez is a generational fighter. He's a generational fighter. There will never be another Canelo Alvarez. Either you'll be better than him or you'll be up under him. Period. As simple as that. You know what I mean? Canelo, continue doing what you're doing, King. The way your mindset is made up, the hard work you put in, how you perfect your craft, just like these fighters, right? How boxing is everything to you, the way you carry in the sport, how you a great ambassador for the sport. Nobody can touch you right now, dog. Nobody. Nobody. So I got to get his due his props, give him his just due, and let Canelo be Canelo. When it's all said and done, the history books will speak for themselves, bro. And we'll see where he end up. Go out there, Canelo, beat the fuck out of Caden Plant, stomp his ass in the ground, seize that title, and continue your career to become one of the greatest of all time. Until then, this your boy Money. This the NSBC move. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to donate. OG Money on Cash App. TreyHunther52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share the videos. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family.